be able to finalize something that I really like.
First generation of the iPad Pro and all that stuff. Hi, my name is Thuvan and you're watching my very first video on how I'm gonna start my small business. It's gonna be a art shop, to be very precise. I'm planning on launching my shop at the end of October or somewhere in November, which from this point on it's July. We have about 4 months before I launch my shop, which is insanely fast, especially to think that I currently have nothing. There's just imagination, there's just a vision. Like you and I are currently in our starting phase, there's nothing. But of course, I would not be doing this if I didn't have an actual plan, so I'm giving myself deadlines for each month. If we're looking at 4 months total, I can do 4 big steps until I reach the launch of my shop. And today you're watching the first step in the whole cycle, which is the drawing phase, which is actually also the hardest thing for me about starting my own art shop, because I used to love to doodle, and in my mind I do have a vision on how I would want to draw things. But once I actually start drawing, this little guy here is the problem. Like, my hand is not doing what my mind is thinking it should be doing. And I know that everyone who has started art shop or started doing art or any type of way, you start at the bottom, and most of times that's definitely not anything like how you envision it's gonna be, and you need to put in the hours and just practice a lot. I'm going to give myself 1 month to come up with my characters, so the only thing that I really need to do is envision what I want my characters to be like, draw them, and then perfect them. So that's what we're gonna do in this video. So I'm gonna show you guys my drawing process, and while I'm doing that, I will also update you a little bit on why I'm gonna start my art shop and how I'm gonna do that, and just the vision I have for the future with this whole art shop thing. So I will be making all my artwork on my iPad Pro, and I have the first generation of the iPad Pro, I think, and I just have the Apple Pencil. This is basically all I need to draw, and I actually already started drawing. I've just started practicing drawing a little bit with what I have in mind, but I'm fully not clear yet on what I really want to do. I hope I will develop that idea within this month, and you will see it by the end of this video. So let's start drawing. I want to make 2 characters for the launch of my shop. One that resembles me in some way, and one buddy. And the buddy idea I got from the Inside Out 2 movie. I was very inspired by the character Embarrassment. I watched the movie last week, and I just felt like that's the cutest, adorable character that I've ever seen. So I want to make my version of Embarrassment like a fan art type of thing. So as you can see on my sketch, I've also been practicing drawing him, but this is definitely not the final form that I want him to be in. As for the character that I would like to kind of represent me in my whole artwork, I literally have no vision, because there's many ways that you can approach a character. You can either use a form that is like a form of an animal, or a form of a fruit, or any type of shape or form, and I'm just not sure what shape or form I envision her to be. I know that she's gonna be a girly pop because I'm also a girly pop, but I just don't know. So I'm currently just practicing a few different things like animals or fruits, and just seeing what really gets me in a way that I feel like this represents me. Hopefully we'll figure it out soon, but while I'm going through this whole process, let me update you guys on why I'm starting my own small business, and why it's an art shop, and just everything around it. So for the people that know me off social media, I feel like they know me as this beauty, fashion, lifestyle girly who loves to travel, works her 9-to-5 job, is in her late 20s, and yeah, in my free time, I like to go out for dinners with my friends, and that's definitely me in some way. It's definitely me in some way, but that's not me in total. If you've been with me for a while, you know that I've had an art account where I did different things. I think it started out as like somewhat of a bullet journaling page combined with my K-pop fan face. That's how I started out my art account. At that time, I don't know what the name was anymore, but at some point I decided to actually open my own handmade jewelry shop, which had the name In Your 20s. I loved In Your 20s because I think I made this around my 26th or 27th birthday, and at the time I felt very in my 20s. But I also felt like it wouldn't represent me at some point anymore if it went on for too long, especially now that I'm 29 and I'm nearing my 30s. I felt like the name would just not represent represent me anymore. And also the handmade jewelry business, I had it on Etsy, and it definitely taught me how to run a small business, but it was very time consuming because you need to make all the jewelry yourself, and for the amount that you're selling it, I felt like it was just not worth the amount of time that I was putting into it. So at some point I just let that thing go, and I decided on just not pursuing that anymore. But I've always loved bullet journaling, and at one point I started doing digital bullet journaling, and I've been a doodling girly, and to just be a lot more excited about the artsy type, the sticker type, and notepads and all that stuff, I felt like it was just the right thing for me, that if my next business would even come into existence, it will probably have to be a sticker shop or an art shop, because I love art in that way. It's like cute art. I'm not the most artistic person. Like, don't ask me to even draw a face. I cannot. But like doodling art, that has my heart in some way. So I've been tossing around with that idea. I also started making a few characters that are probably still up on the Instagram as we speak. But those were definitely not the characters that were gonna represent me in my shop. I knew that I was just trying to draw a little bit to see what I would like. So I did that, I think, last year a lot, and I did come up with a name, which is the name that I'm also gonna use for my actual art shop, and it is Family Studios. I already bought the domain for it, and I also have the Instagram and the TikTok for it, where I've been posting a little bit behind the scenes of me in my art process. But today is actually the day that I'm gonna really seriously start on starting this small business, this art shop. So the name Family Studios has been around for a little bit, and it actually originated from the fact that I used to always call my family written in the same way as my last name, which is Pham. I'm Vietnamese, for those that don't know, Dutch Vietnamese, or I'm like fully Vietnamese, but I grew up in the Netherlands, so I'm Dutch. And family, it has been a way of me calling my family for years now. And at one point, I even got a tattoo which says family. It's very small and it's handwritten by my parents. And I even had the L-Y written as L-E because that's actually my mom's last name. So it was a combination of my dad's last name and my mom's last name, which I totally love. But I felt like the way you write family with my mom's last name as well was a little bit less suiting for the art shop that I wanted to represent. So I went with family, where it does have my dad's last name, but then I-L-Y, just like how you would spell family. So Family Studios obviously represents me as a person because it is also my last name, but it's also what I decided to call my subbies that watch me on YouTube. So you guys are called the Fammies. I've been introducing that for a bit for the last few months, and it is a combination of my YouTube family and also soon to be my art family, because those will also be my Fammies that are connected with Family Studios. And obviously also the family part behind it, because we will be one big happy family. I feel like that's what I want my shop to represent. Something where you feel at home, where you feel like you're getting a big hug from one of your family members, and just a safe space. I want that to be Family Studios, and also the Fammies that are watching me right now. We're all just gonna be collectively coming together as a whole big loving family. And yeah, that's why I decided to keep Family Studios for my art shop that I'm gonna be launching. So look forward to the whole branding around it. I'm not sure yet how I'm gonna do it. We're gonna figure it out together. Then working up to my launch date, it's gonna be very exciting, but also probably very stressful, because as you guys might know, I'm living in Barcelona right now. This is until the end of October. So where I'm living right now, I'm not able to actually produce any physical products like sticker sheets and all that. I could do it at my house in the Netherlands, but I cannot do it in Barcelona. But I do want to give myself the deadline of launching my shop this year. That's just one of my goals, and I don't want to like wait until I'm back in the Netherlands for me to actually do that. So that's the reason why I decided to launch with digital products. And in the next video, I will show you which digital products that's gonna be and how they are gonna look like. That's the only way for me to be able to launch a shop without having a physical inventory, but it's also something that I have been aiming for anyway, because I do love digital products and I do love to use planners. little secret. As someone who also did digital bullet journaling, I feel like digital products definitely suit my shop as well. And once I've launched my shop, I will start working on physical products and then hopefully have a shop update at the start of the year next year with actual physical products that I can send to you guys and you guys can touch it, use it, and all that. That's just super exciting, but it's for the near future, but not the near future. So you might be wondering why I'm starting an art shop at the ripe age of 29. This is just your reminder that it's never too late to start your own art shop. I feel like this is the perfect time for me to start my art shop because I'm financially stable and I'm the type of person who doesn't like to take risks that involve me maybe not being able to pay for like rent and stuff anymore. So I am doing this art shop next to my full-time job. I did give myself the deadline to have the art shop launch before I actually turn 30. That's just more of a mental age for me to be like, okay, it might not do well or like will it even like work out at all. But for me to have that deadline means that I'm actually able to work towards something. If I don't put the deadline for myself, I will not actually start planning ahead to do everything that I need to do, and then the shop launch just might never happen. So before I'm 30, I want to at least have my shop launched and at least have a shop update in which I start selling physical products. I just turned 29 a few weeks ago, so I have a full year to finalize and realize this dream, this goal that I have, and who knows how it's gonna work out. Just you and me already having this little update about my life means that I'm taking the steps towards launching the art shop, and I don't think there's anything more exciting than that. It's never too late. Even if you want to start out right now, do it. In my opinion, you should do it and just follow me along for this journey. So I think this is enough yapping for now. If you guys have any questions about how I'm gonna start my small business, definitely comment it down below. I would love to be helpful in this whole journey that we're going on together. I'm very hot and sweaty right now, so I'm gonna go to the library and start drawing. I will see you in a bit. Fammies. I did it! I did it! I decided on my characters and it took me 4 days. I gave myself the deadline to do it within this month. We're now halfway through the month. 4 days ago I started this vlog, and at that time I was still unsure about what my character would look like, and the past 4 days I have been drawing a little bit every day, I think, or at least yeah, I think every day. I've just been practicing a little bit with what I wanted. So at first, I thought that I wanted to do the embarrassment character, but then my way of the embarrassment character. But after drawing him for a few times, I noticed that I find it very hard to do the hoodie part. Like, my mind is just not getting around yet how that has to look on the character. So the first 2 days, I was definitely like... I'm trying to start an art shop, I'm trying to do art, drawing and all that, but I can't even draw. Like, I was really going through it. I was like, will I even be able to finalize something that I really like? And, you know, it's not like I started drawing or an art shop not being able to draw. Like, I know that there are sometimes things that I doodle that I'm like, okay, this is kind of cute, like this could be something cute. So it's not like I fully not able to draw, but it's just like, I say a lot of like, stop. It's that I had a vision and the vision just wasn't working when I tried to put it in an actual drawing. So the first few days were definitely a little bit unsure of if I was even able to do this. And I've just been watching a lot of vlogs to get inspired by how people draw and like what the thought process is. And just now I was also doing that, so I actually decided not to draw tonight because I just needed some rest. It's also almost 12 a.m. so I just wanted to watch videos, vlogs on YouTube and get to drawing tomorrow. But then I was watching something and I got an idea in my head. I was like, I need to draw this right now, like sketch it before I forget about it. So I started sketching, and the sketching part made so much sense because every day I've been trying to right away get the best line art, but without actual sketching, or I tried sketching and then the sketching didn't really work out. So this time I just started sketching how I always do, how I know how to do it. And for some reason it worked. Like what I had in mind, it worked.
because of the sketch. And then I did the fine line. So that's what you saw just now in the previous clip as well. Let me just show you what the process is right now. So this is what we have right now. And I'm not sure if you can see it on camera, but there's also the sketch still behind the actual drawing. You can see the very faint yellow lines that are the actual sketch, and then I did the fine line on top of it. And when I finished the line art, I was like, this is it. Like, I made the characters. I got them. Because actually I was doubting, I told you guys at the start, I was doubting about how I wanted the character to look like that was gonna represent me for a little bit. And I think the main part, what I was struggling with, is definitely like, how is her body gonna look like? But then the sketch that I made here doesn't have a body. And sometimes that's just how you're gonna start out, until you kind of start to realize what you want the body to look like, I guess. And then because I was struggling with embarrassment the last 2 days, we've only been in it for 4 days, guys. So for the past few days, I was like contemplating, do I still want to do the embarrassment character, or do I just want to switch to something else that also fits my drawing style a lot more, instead of trying to use something that I've already seen and trying to recreate it in my own style. I felt that was a little bit more hard. So I kind of settled on the idea to maybe just not do the character and then just come up with something myself, and definitely not with the hoodie part. Maybe that I will implement it later on the character that I have drawn right now, which is a very basic character. I think a lot of artists that are in the same sort of aesthetic drawing that I do, they all use this type of character. But this is just how I drew him, her, they, and that just works. Like, this is something that I did envision. I wanted the character that was like big and chubby, because that's always been something that I just really like about these draw like things, that they are like the round body. That's something I love. I really love, like the round head, the round body, and I just couldn't get it to work with the other character. So this, I think I drew this within like 10 minutes. I sketched it, I line arted, and then I finalized the line art. Now I'm gonna try and draw, I'm speaking a lot. I'm going to try and color it and see how that's gonna look like, because I do want it to be colored, but I'm not sure if I want to keep the line art around it, or if I'm gonna color it and then remove the line art. So there's like 2 types of way to do it, and I'm not sure yet what my style is gonna be, but I'm gonna try all of them, with line, without line, colored, not colored. I'm just gonna try everything and then I'll figure it out. But I can't believe it, I did it within 4 days, and that's amazing, because I already know that I'm gonna struggle when making the actual digital products, because for the digital products I have like scenes in mind, like actual scenes. It's gonna be a homebody series, so it's gonna be like actual scenes from someone who is a homebody. But that means that you're not only drawing the characters, you're like drawing an actual like space, which I'm not sure yet how I'm gonna do that and if I'm gonna be good at it, but you're gonna find out in the next part, I guess. But I'm so happy that I already finalized my characters, because now I have more time to work towards the digital products, and I want my digital products to be finished by the end of August. And in August I have so many friends visiting me that I don't have that much free time. So now that I already finalized this, I can wrap up this vlog and then start focusing on the next one, or this video, and I can focus on the next one. And but I'm still gonna color this and then come back to you guys and show you. I've been yapping for way too long again. This is a long video, I'm so sorry. So I'm not fully finished with drawing yet, but I decided that I'm probably gonna keep the line art, because I just don't really like how this looks with its own darker color line or something. I don't know, I just feel like this would suit my style a little bit more. So I feel like this video is already a bit too long for my liking, so this will be the end of the video. First phase done, getting the 2 characters that I wanted, and we actually did it a lot faster than the deadline that I set myself up for. But the thing is that because I gave myself the deadline to finish it by the end of this month, and that I also gave myself the deadline to upload my videos, like this one that you're watching right now, every Sunday at the end of the month, means that I have to work forward towards that deadline to make sure that I can actually meet it, because in that sense I'm kind of like a perfectionist and I wouldn't want it to be delayed. So I think that's what caused me to kind of stay active, stay drawing, and not slack off. So I'm super happy that we now have the characters. These two cuties. I'm not sure I'm gonna give them names. Let me know if I should give them names and if you have any name ideas, because I'm not really good at that. But I think this was a successful little journey so far. The next step is gonna be making the actual digital products. So let's see. Let's see how that's gonna go for me. Anyway, thank you so much for sticking around till the end of the video. I would love it to keep interacting with you. If this is your first time watching any of my videos, definitely subscribe to stay tuned for all the other ones. I'm also just sharing my daily life if that's any interesting topic for you, but it's gonna be a combination of my usual vlogs about my life and also the studio vlogs or the artist vlogs. But definitely keep an eye out every Sunday at the end of the month for the next four months at least. There will be an art shop update. So thank you for watching. I'm gonna go to bed now. I'm super happy with the results that we got today. And I can't wait for the world to see it. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!
Rain, 우린 젖은 채로 stay 하루 종일 또 색다른 motive